They switched lives for one night, but one twin never gave it back. Two identical twin sisters were born under a blood moon. The night they entered the world, the sky turned crimson and thunder shook the walls of the royal palace of Obiora. It should have been a night of joy. Instead, it became the beginning of fear. When the royal seer arrived and looked upon the newborn girls, her hands began to tremble. She whispered a prophecy that would haunt the kingdom for years. These twins are tied by fate. One will bring prosperity, the other ruin. If both walk the same path, blood will stain the throne. The king, terrified of losing his kingdom, made a cruel decision. One child would be raised in the palace, loved, praised, and promised a life of greatness. The other would be hidden away forever because of the dark prophecy tied to her birth. The first twin was named Amara. She grew surrounded by gold, music, and admiration. The second was Adanna. She was taken deep into the forest to live in secrecy, watched only by a handful of servants sworn to silence. As they grew, jealousy turned into silent hatred. Adanna listened to stories of her sister's beauty, her royal gowns, her laughter in the palace halls. She watched from a distance as Amara lived the life she believed should have been hers. Each passing year fed the fire in her heart.
"Why should she shine while I am forgotten?" she would whisper. One night, during a sacred moon festival, Adanna slipped away from the cottage and wandered into the forbidden grove. There, hidden beneath ancient trees, stood a shrine no human dared approach. An ancient spirit appeared before her. Its voice was soft, but it carried the weight of centuries. "What is it you seek?" Adanna did not hesitate. "Let me take her place, just for one day." The spirit agreed, but with one condition. Before sunrise, they must switch back. If she failed, the price would be eternal. Adanna accepted, and in an instant, the world changed. She awoke in Amara's body. At the same time, Amara found herself trapped in Adanna's. When Amara cried for help, no one believed her. She was dragged away as a liar and thrown into the forest. Adanna entered the palace as the beloved princess. She wore her sister's clothes, her jewels, her smile. And for the first time in her life, she felt powerful. But power tasted too sweet. When sunrise came, she refused to return. She locked her sister away and took over her life, her name, her future, her destiny. For years, no one knew. Adanna lived as Princess Amara. She sat beside the king, attended grand feasts, and was eventually promised in marriage to Prince Chinedu. Everything she had ever wanted was finally hers. But strange things began to happen. Their mother started hearing two voices in the night. One voice called from the palace, the other echoed from nowhere. A mirror in the royal chamber began to show a different reflection. Whenever Adanna looked into it, she did not see herself. She saw a shadow with burning eyes staring back. Servants whispered that the princess's laughter no longer sounded human. And each year her skin grew colder. Her eyes glowed faintly under moonlight. The ancient spirit's price was unfolding. Meanwhile, in the forest, the real Amara survived in isolation. She never stopped searching for a way home. One stormy evening, an old traveler appeared at her cottage. It was the royal seer. She listened as Amara revealed the truth. The old woman nodded gravely. The stolen life has corrupted the balance. The spirit must collect its debt. But there is one final chance to end this. She handed Amara a silver dagger. On the evening of the wedding, confront your sister before the moon disappears. The wedding day arrived. The palace sparkled with celebration. Adanna stood before the altar, draped in gold, ready to marry into greater power. Then the doors burst open. Amara entered. Gasps filled the hall. The twins stood face to face for the first time in years. One wore stolen beauty, the other carried truth. Adanna's smile faded, and then she laughed, a terrible, unnatural sound. Her body began to crack, her skin darkened, her eyes burned like fire. On the eve of her wedding, the stolen twin returned, not as a woman, but as something far worse. The ancient spirit had come to claim what was old. Adanna lunged at Amara. The palace erupted in screams. Only one sister would survive. Amara, with tears streaming down her face, raised the silver dagger and drove it into her sister's chest. Adanna let out a final scream as her body turned to ash. The ancient spirit vanished into the night, and the truth destroyed everyone. The king confessed his cruel decision. The queen collapsed in grief, and the kingdom mourned the life stolen by fear and envy. Amara reclaimed her place, but peace never fully returned, for the palace walls would always remember the twins who switched lives and the one who never came back. Envy can steal what love cannot protect, and a borrowed life always demands repayment.